refractor coming in the front door, and immediately to the right where the light switch is, there is a checklist for startup and shutdown with some other information and guidance. And so the first thing we want to do after that is come over and log in, and you'll see this as a requirement on the checklist. And so we'll put a time here under the in column, and usually we will put the out time over here. We'll remove the cart out of the way, and remove the lens cap. Like I say, remove the lens cap. There we go. And we will move the eyepiece cover right here. And we will put the eyepiece cover in one of the eyepiece holders. And we will put the lens cap here behind that bungee cord on the blue stairs. Next step is to open the roof, and then we look up here, and on the east and west walls, we'll see there are clamps, and we want to undo the clamps, and we'll do a close-up of what that looks like. So
you're not going to get a close-up of it.
Clamp goes like that. Okay, and we store it right here. And then there'll be another one over on the opposite side, and we'll do the same thing. Step is not terribly elegant. Maybe someday we'll find out a better way to do this, but for now, we have to take this pole and start the roof like that. And then we can open the roof the rest of the way with this wheel. And the key here is to go slow, because when you look up there, you'll see how this works. And if you get ahead of the roof, this cable will make a big mess like a backlash fishing reel, and you'll be in a middle of a mess. So you have to go slow. And then when it stops, stop turning. All right, there you go. Just come turn the power on right there. And then make sure the dew controller's on if you want it to be on. And the Nexus light, power light is on, so it's running. And the Losmandy drive system light is on. Bring up the iPad by pushing the on button, and then we can, if we can get it, there we go, 2001. We'll bring up everything up, and so then we look over here and find the Sky Safari Pro. Bring it up. We put an eyepiece in the telescope, aim it at a bright star that we know in the sky, such as Sirius, and hit center it in the telescope, and then hit a line, and we'd repeat that with another star, and we'll do that in a minute. Well, actually, we'll do it when it gets dark. All right, so you just take your finger to the screen if you need to bring it up, and you might want to check and make sure that you're on the proper date and time. So you want to hit now, so that the sky looks like what you're looking for. And then what we're going to do is look for a bright star, and Sirius is going to be the brightest one. So now we just need to find it and point the scope at Cirrus.
Going.
So you got to find a way to get a gross alignment, and I just use the handle on top of the scope and try to close one eye and sight along to get it in grossly aligned, and then you can look in here, and then you can use the paddle here to center things up. And if it's going, you will need to speed it up. Come around here where you can take a picture of this. Well, no, excuse me, up here. This is it, guide speed. So that's faster and faster and faster. And we'll slow and slow and slow if you keep pushing.
So that's if it's running slow or running.
Yep, for
fast for your
guiding correction
Yeah.
speeds, right? So, all right, so we come in here and we touch scope, I hope. Yep. So we come in here and we touch the star, Cirrus, and then we hit align, and it says, are you sure you want to align to Cirrus? And we'll say align. And now we were going to pick another star that needs to be pretty bright and fairly far away. We'll go out here and see if we can see Capella. It's been dark yet, so we're sort of guessing, but we're going to turn around here to what we think is Capella. And we'll have to hit on Capella. Capella. We'll hit align.
Okay, now that's just, is that just
Are you sure you want the line? No, that's not right.
Okay.
We got the wrong star. Wrong star still. There we go. Align,
Now we're starting.
align. So we should be aligned.
Okay. Well,
So
that's
let's find out if we are.
the sunset.
So we just move this. I'm moving the scope, and that's moving the little indicator
Sorry.
until we are squared up on Beetlejuice. Does that look like I'm aimed up on it good?
Yes.
All right. So we will see now if we are in the finder.
Okay.
Okay, so, you know, to zoom in and out is just a finger deal, and to move around is with a finger deal. And when it comes up, it'll probably come up in color like this, which is nice unless you're trying to actually observe, and then you don't want to undermine your night vision. So you come in here, settings, and you hit settings, and you come over here to chart and hit monochrome, and then you come to screen brightness if it's a bit too bright, and you turn it down, and don't get too carried away because we're not in red yet. And we'll come back out here and we hit night vision, and that's going to turn it red, and you usually need it to be a little brighter in red than you do if you're looking at it in black and white. So if you want to learn something about an object, you click on it and come down here to selection and hit object info, and it'll tell you all about it. And there are other features of the program, and the key to this is Sky Safari. You can look it up online. You can download the manual and learn all about it. Okay, so we just touched the Crab Nebula, and we're going to show how the push to works. So we do that. It's going to take us to where we are, and maybe we're going to hit it again. Yep, and when we touch it again, it gives us the arrow.
Okay.
We follow that arrow, and you might show this up here. There's a little handle up here. It's a good way to let's see. Am I going the wrong way? Yep.
Yeah. You need to go the other axis. Yeah, that way.
Okay. Y'all have a good evening.
Okay.
Catch you later, Bruce.
Sorry, we're just following the arrows, the bottom line.
Him, you,
So we got it close, and now we're going to use the paddle to zero in on it. And wrong way. And it's pretty slow, but it whoops. That should be pretty much on it.
Yep.
All right, so we've got these cords running between here, and of course there are cords up here on this on this telescope that wraparound thing. So you want to, when you're moving this from one side to the other, you always want to go back the way you came. And you don't want to try to walk between this. So we walk around. Just be cognizant of where the cords are when you're using it. That's the bottom line. Okay, so if you're doing this by yourself, you can unplug this, and then this just slides out of that. So you can walk over here and have it right in hand while you move the scope. That makes it a lot easier to see what you're doing. Just make sure we plug it in when we get through so that the battery is charged, stays charged up. Putting the scope up, so basically the reverse of taking it down. We'll start with the eyepieces, and it says to return them to the tray. Well, we don't really have a tray right now for them. There are boxes in there, but we'll get that taken care of. A matter of figuring out which ones go where, and then if we did this right, we've got those sealed up, and these goes on the finder scope. And we'll swing this around here. And put the caps back on the finder scope. And put the adapter, 1 1/4 adapter back. So you want to make sure it's all the way up, it's snug. If it is, it'll be at the end of those with a line. And so then all we've got to do is take put this back up here where the Velcro is on the back of the mount. So we can use this. As we showed earlier, and clamp it down. You can see it. You can see it pull together until it's just snug. We don't need to overdo it, but you want it good and snug. And of course the other side, and we're done. We're going to check out at 2200 hours. And no comments because everything's working right. Okay?
Go.
All right, so we're ready to leave, and before we do, we're here by the light switch where we came into the door. We can check this and make sure we did all this. Return the eyepieces where they came from. Lenses and eyepiece caps are on the scope. Move scope to park position. Put the tarp on it. Turn the power off at the base of the controller. Roof is fully closed with wheels, secure clamps. We've signed out at the log, and we've turned off the light, and we're ready to leave and lock the door.